Hey, beautiful. I see you. Hello, and welcome to Shero Coffee and Conversation, your go to channel for inspiration, meaningful topics, and a whole lot of positivity to help you keep your zest for life because I would never want you to lose your zest for life. My name is Melissa, and I am a Army retired veteran, and I am the creator of the Shero Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women, veterans celebrated, and I am excited that you have joined us today. So, how was your week? How was your week? I hope it was amazing. I had a pretty good week. I really had a pretty good week. Like I said, if you watched last week, July is the month of release and renewal, and that's really what I focus on. What do I release? What do I renew? How to appropriate my time for the highest and best use of it. That is all July is for me. But it is rewarding. It is very rewarding. But as always, how we start off is giving you coffee facts. And today's coffee fact is a name. And I'm going to give you that name, John Sylvan. Have you ever heard of that name? John Sylvan. Let me repeat it. John Sylvan. All right. Since you don't know the name, or if you don't know the name, let me show you something to kind of help you. You ever seen one of these before or something like it? You ever seen one of these or something? That's how they do, right? Or something like it. Well, yes, John Sylvan invented the K cup coffee pod in the 1990s while he was working at Keurig. So his idea was really to create a simple, palm-sized product for the office so that the workers could have an easy way to make their coffee, and they would eliminate having to go to the store before work. It would eliminate having to make it at home because they had it right there at work. So he invented this K-pod. So he sold it to the Keurig Corporation for 50. He sold the patent for $50,000 to the Keurig Corporation, and they began to market it first to office workers, and then as how we use it today at home, everywhere. You see these K cups, K pods. It's preferred method of coffee for many. I won't say all because there are so many different ways to make your coffee, so I won't say it's very popular. I'll just leave it at that. And what he sold it for 50, he sold the patent for $50,000. 24 years later, uh, we know that the K Cup or Keurig Dr. Pepper Corporation, because I told you this last week, we know that they have a market cap of almost $50 billion. And these little things that they sell, the Keurig Corporation, $4 billion annually. Annually. So talk about a return on investment, right? I guess that's why I'm so kind of taken aback for that. About that. He sold it for 50, and now they've got 4 billion in sales just in this alone. They've got over 4 billion in sales annually for his invention. So we salute Mr. John Sylvan for inventing the K Cup coffee pod, and we salute Keurig Dr. Pepper for knowing how to market it and have us use it every single day of our lives for most of us. But it leads me to today's topic: how much stuff is enough? Tell me this: what was the last thing you purchased? You may be purchasing something now, or right before you started watching this. What was the last thing you purchased? Now, I want you to think about what it was and then tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it? How important is it in the grand scheme of things? How important really is it right now? You got it now. How important is it right now? Now that you have it or now that you've ordered it? I was watching a documentary on Netflix called Minimalist Less is Now, and it talks about these two activists for the minimalist movement, Joshua and Ryan, and they talk about their minimalist journey. And that made me wonder, what can I live without? And I started in my kitchen and I went through every room and I found that like half the stuff that I have, I don't even value it as much as I used to. And if I removed it from my home, it I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't miss it. See, lots of times we look to stuff thinking, you know, I gotta have it and it's gonna revolutionize my life and it's gonna change the way I'm living and it's gonna make me happy. And once we get it and the newness wears off, we realize we didn't really need that. And but one of the things that they discussed is how both of them thought that having these things in their life would make them feel better about who they are, happier in life, and just the whole gamut. But they realized I've got all this stuff and I'm still not there yet because some people purchase stuff to replace a void. And if you're doing that, I encourage you to seek help, seek professional help, talk to a friend, or use the challenge that they did in the minimalist, which is what I'm going to challenge you. Every week there's a challenge, right? Which is what I'm going to challenge you to do this week. So I want you to look around your home and for the next 30 days, remove one thing that's not, how do the kids say, that's not giving. If it's not giving, remove it. If you don't need it, remove it. If you're teetering, yeah, I could live with it, I could live without it, get rid of it. And I'm not saying throw it away, just put it away or give it away. And if you gave it away or if you sold it, because some of us have enough stuff in our homes to have a garage sale for weeks on end, you can make money off of that because you're not using it. Don't have things to just fill a void. That is just so wrong. So that's why I want you to take the challenge. Would your life be happier with less? Have you ever tried to do the minimalist thing? I'm not saying become a minimalist, but what I'm asking you is, would your life be happier or would it be better with less things? Some people love a sale. Some people, they just gotta have something, but we are being targeted. We are being targeted by these major corporations to buy before we even realize it. And before you know it, oh, I need that on Amazon. I remember when QVC and all of those channels used to be the selling channels used to be really popular. If I stayed watching it for too long, you would find me ordering that thing because I would create a scenario in my head that says I needed it, whether it be exercise equipment, whether it be some handbag, whether it be some gadget. If I watched it too long, I would, I would be on that 1-800 number and then waiting for my stuff to come in and then realizing I didn't need it, I didn't use it, and it really didn't make any change in my life whatsoever. So that's why I want you to ask, can I be happy with less things? Over the next 30 days, remove one or more items from your home and let's just see what happens. I am very excited about this challenge, and I'm going to come back in 30 days to see how you're doing. So that's the challenge. And I encourage you to watch Minimalist Lessons now on Netflix. It's a really good documentary, especially if you're trying to size down and do things like that. It's very encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting, and helps you really take a look at the things you have, the things you surround yourself with. Because the I think what's more important than getting the stuff are the non-tangibles. I can buy the best quality bed in the world, but that does not guarantee me a good night's rest. I can have enough money to take the most expensive yacht trip for an entire month, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to have peace. See, it's those intangibles that are more important than just buying stuff. And I really wanted to point that out. Let's focus on those things that are really important, those intangibles, and let's get rid of the stuff that we can really live without. So that is it. But before I leave, I want to talk about Shero coffee. No, I'm not selling because I know you've got your Shero coffee anyway. But you always see me drinking coffee. Today you saw the coffee pod, the K-cup pod, coffee pod. But have you ever seen our bags? This is the medium roast. But more importantly, besides having a delicious bag of coffee inside here, 12 ounces, medium roast, it's what's on the back. And today I want to highlight one of our Shero Coffee Club ambassadors, and I want to read her story. And then I want to encourage you to go to sherocoffee.com to hear what else she has to say. All right. So on every one of our bags, we feature a woman veteran, a woman who served. We also feature those currently serving because Miss Louisa Tobin is still serving as an officer in the Army, and she has been serving since 2007. And I'm going to read the back of her bag so you'll know a little bit more about her. And she says, serving in the U.S. Army as a first generation American, that is something really to be proud of, was an incredible experience that helped me overcome the imposter syndrome and strengthen my sense of belonging. Despite the numerous challenges I faced, I not only found my place, but excelled in special operations. I repeat, in special operations. And if you know, you know. Throughout my journey, I aspire to empower women who share my background and let them know that they too have the ability to succeed. We are so proud of Shero Ambassador Louisa Tobon, and I can't say enough about her because I want you to go to sherocoffee.com and find out more about her and our other ambassadors. So that is it. I hope that this have has been good for you. It's been very good for me. I've enjoyed this time we've had together. And as always, be brilliant, be you, be blessed. I will see you next Sunday. Have a good one.